Here's the process for filing for somebody who entered the United States without a visa, without any legal documentation. If you enter the country without any legal documentation, no visa, no entry stamp, you basically ran across the border. You're not eligible to adjust your status in the United States. You have to go back to your home country to pick up your green card. Problem is that you've lived in the United States unlawfully for more than a year. If you leave, you have a 10-year bar. So ultimately, you will need to do a provisional waiver. A provisional waiver is forgiveness. Forgiveness for living in the United States unlawfully. And you get that forgiveness before you leave the United States to pick up your green card. But the process would be first file an I-130 visa petition for your spouse, get it approved, show you're in a legal marriage. The I-130 would then get transferred to the National Visa Center. You'll pay some fees there. At that point, you're going to request the National Visa Center to put your case on hold while you file this provisional waiver while your spouse is in the United States. And the provisional waiver, as I said, is forgiveness. Forgiveness for unlawfully residing in the U.S. And you're asking the U.S. government to forgive your spouse before he or she leaves. And it's based on hardship, extreme hardship to you. You get the provisional waiver approved. You then do the affidavits of support. Your spouse goes back to his or home country, has that provisional waiver in his or her hand before they leave the United States. Now the only reason your spouse can be denied in their home country is if they don't believe it's a real marriage, your spouse has lied to the government in the past, has a criminal record, you don't have a good affidavit of support, or takes the medical exam right before the interview and has drugs in his or her system or has some communicable disease. But for the most part, the only reason why people get denied is for the unlawful presence in the United States, which is forgiven with that provisional waiver. So that would be the process. The I-130 visa petition, followed by a transfer to the National Visa Center, followed by pay some fees to the National Visa Center, followed by put the case on hold, do the provisional waiver, then complete the processing at the National Visa Center with affidavits of support, police clearances, case gets transferred to the U.S. Embassy, case gets called at the U.S. Embassy, your spouse then leaves the United States with the provisional waiver in hand to process back home, and generally comes back within a few weeks. Good luck.